Eric Christensen is the Thruway Deputy Director of Operations, and he is on the line right now. Eric, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, listen, if you need anybody to get some information, somebody who travels the Thruway often, I'm your guy. Just give me a call. I'll tell you what's going on.
Nominal fee.
We appreciate that.
All right. So let's, if we could, let's start with something that we've seen downstate as you get closer towards the city, where there were toll booths. You can speed right through and do your regular speed, and it'll do exactly what's going to be done in the future, a cashless toll. So that's where we're going, right?
Yes, we have implemented cashless tolling in our phase one. In 2018, we completed our phase one. All of our bearers downstate, as well as two on the Grand Island bridges. We implemented the cashless tolling, removed their toll booths, and customers do not need to stop to pay their tolls. So we're working on phase two right now, and that is going to be bringing cashless tolling to the ticketed portion of the Thruway, and that will be coming this November.
What? By the way, I have to say the bridge, former Tappan Zee, is really beautiful. And what's most beautiful is there isn't that long line, and oftentimes in tough traffic times, you'd be sitting on the bridge for quite a while, waiting to get through those toll booths. Now you just fly right through. I think that's a real benefit.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest benefits of cashless tolling is nonstop travel and providing better convenience for motorists. But it also helps out on noise, reducing noise from trucks and vehicles braking and stopping, and also helps the environment. So it's a win-win for everyone.
I remember when Easy Pass basically first came out. I don't know. We're going back 10 years in my mind. I don't know how long it was, but it
1994.
would say Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
that's almost 30 years.
Yeah, think about that.
So they would say basically you can roll through 5 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying you can go through at the speed you're going? Are we talking 40, 50, 60 miles an hour? Or should you be going 5 to 10 miles an hour through those?
So at our cashless tolling facilities, when we convert them over in November, the toll booths will still be there. So for safety reasons, there's going to be posted at 20 miles an hour. But once we remove the toll booths, then it's going to be the safe speed for that ramp to go through. And whether that's 35, 45, it all depends on the ramp. But customers will all be able to get through the interchange quicker, faster, and more convenient.
I'll tell you a story as long as I'm keeping track. I have to inform you of things that are going on the Thruway. You need to know these things. And I'm stunned at the fact that I just came to the realization that 1994 is actually close to 30 years ago. But it's true when you think about that. We're going there. But I was once driving on the Thruway and got off in Little Falls, and there was no one at the booth. And I'm like, what? So we waited because you still have to pay. And all of a sudden, someone came up from the bottom of the booth, and the guy was sleeping on the floor. He was sleeping on the floor of the booth. Now, that was nearly 30 years ago, so we don't know who that was, but crazy story. But I would ask you.
It's lonely in there.
It does. And by the way, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, so, not many cars go through Little Falls at that time. So, Eric, I do have to ask, what happens to the employees?
So we've notified our employees close to 3 years ago about the impending conversion to cashless tolling. We've been working with them with getting training. Several have been able to paid for to get their CDL license so they can move to our maintenance facilities. Many others be able to pay, were able to take tests and obtain jobs either at the Thruway or at other state agencies. But understand the majority of our work staff is part-time toll collectors. Mm-hmm. So we have over 900 part-time toll collectors out there, and we've been trying to help them, too, for the future. So we've been working hard and diligent trying to communicate with them and make sure this transition is as painless as possible.
Are all the toll collectors part-time, or do you have full-time ones also?
We do have full-time ones. We got a little over 100 full-time toll collectors still remaining.
I'm sorry. Altogether, we're talking about 1,000 state employees?
We have, correct.
Yeah, okay.
I will miss them, although I've had Easy Pass for several years, and but there's the in Westmoreland there was always a guy that would tell a joke because you get those commuters every single day they're going through there,
Right.
and he'd have a little quick joke, very quick. You're moving through, and there's personality there, and I will miss that. Can I ask you what? So I understand at each exit. So when you ramp, you get on or get off the thruway. But then you see these cameras up on these giant stands that go across the highway. You see them all along the route, and I'm kind of wondering why are they there? You're not being told there. Why are they there?
Sure, that's a good question. So what we did as part of our conversion, we have two different installations of our gantries. One is in our traditional location on our ramps, where we're going to get enter on and off, and the other ones were our interstate connections. So you take 36 and I-81 and 39 into the State Fair, 690. So these ones we have high traffic, high volumes. And it was easier, cheaper, and less intrusive to motorists to be able to put the tolling point on either side of the interchange. So you'll see a gantry on one side of 39 and another one on the opposite side of 39. So as you enter the thruway and you go in either direction, we know which between which exits you should be tolled, and that's how that's going to work.
Okay. The fear is that it could that you'll be having speeding tickets on the thruway, and we were told yesterday that's not true.
That is correct. That is not true. Never has been in our almost 30 years of Easy Pass. We don't issue tickets for speeding on the roadway. We have state police, Troop T. Police follow their direction. That's their job to handle speeding on the thruway.
All right.
Some states have moved to a system where they're beginning to implement. Basically, they track your speed with camera, and you can be issued a ticket that way. I'm not saying New York, but some states have. I think that's where the concern is from. And other people have said to me, and this was before me, but they said, when they first built the thruway, they said 20 years it was going to be free. So to those people who doubt that that's not on the horizon, what do you say to them?
It is not on the horizon. Our interest for putting these gantries up is to collect our tolls as efficiently as possible. Having to have speeding to be in the way of people converting over to Easy Pass is not in our best interest. And as long as I'm here, that'll never get done.
And could I also ask you, are you collecting data? For instance, does that give you the opportunity to know who's traveling on the thruway? Possibly which state is using the thruway more frequently? Talking about non-New York State residents, are you collecting data?
So the toll system is there to collect data to collect tolls. Mm-hmm. It's not there to collect data for other purposes.
Okay.
So when we read an Easy Pass tag, that tag is anonymous. We don't know where that address is. It's just a number that goes through. We read license plates for people without Easy Pass. We read the license plates so we can send them a toll bill, and that's the purpose of our system.
Okay.
There's an ability there to coordinate with law enforcement, though, right? Let's say a child is abducted, right, and the make and model and the plate of the car.
Can you use it for good?
So we have limited purposes for doing that. We have laws that require us to handle that data in a very certain manner, and we follow all the requirements of our laws in New York State.
The reality is, if you're traveling, if you're walking on a public sidewalk, wherever you are today, there are cameras everywhere, and you really probably should be aware of that wherever you are, someone's able to see you. Andrew.
Two quick things. One, a listener was wondering about the AM frequency that will or has traditionally given conditions of the thruway. Will that continue? And secondly, will you give awards for going from one exit to the next the quickest?
That's
a joke. That's a joke.
Thank you.
But the first question was serious.
Yeah, so the HAR, Highway Advisory Radio, at this point, was connected to our toll plazas, and believe it or not, our antennas and everything else. So that is going to be phased out. Our technology has improved. We have Thruway has an app out there. If you're not familiar with it, you can go ahead and download that from your Apple or Play Store. We have technology with Waze and other ways that provide traffic information to customers, immediately. So the HER is another era of communication that will eventually be phased out.
Okay.
And then one more as a clarification. We discussed this on the show earlier this week when Senator Griffo sent that release. Easy Pass customers get a 5% discount on tolls. The senator was questioning that. I think we kicked around the idea here.
And I think it's justified.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you going to, there are times where you get on the Thruway and it's your toll is $1.20. They're going to spend 55 cents to send you a bill for $1.20. It doesn't make sense. Is that in line with the reason why there's a discount, or is there another reason?
So the Easy Pass discount has been there for a number of years, and that's to incentivize customers to switch to Easy Pass, which is the easy way to get to pay your tolls, and that's something I want to make sure your listeners really kind of key in on, is that the message is, if you don't have Easy Pass, it's in everyone's best interest to get Easy Pass, and it's easy to do that, and we encourage them to do that today. We are working on a toll adjustment that we announced in January. We have toll hearings that are starting next week, virtual toll hearings. Go to our website. You can find out more information if you're interested in that. And the rates will change, and there will be an additional incentive for customers to get the Easy Pass versus tolls by mail. So that's really the message we want to get across.
No, and I get that. But part of the reason you're incentivizing it basically is because there's a cost to the state on the other end, right?
There's a cost to everything in life, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But when you look at a particular toll, you can't look at it at one particular toll at a time. You got to look at it in totality. Mm-hmm. So we have customers that use the Thruway once every 10 years. Yeah. We have people who use the Thruway 20 times a week, right? So, and some people have Easy Pass, some people are out of state, some people are in state. So when we look at our costs, we look at it in totality, not individual transactions, and try to cost benefit one transaction. We need to do it as a whole.
And I can also add to that you get to keep our money. So we're keeping a bank, basically. Some people might put their, $25 or $30 you replenish at. Some people might keep that and only use it, as you said, just a few times a year. Others use it all the time. So I would imagine there's the ability to make some interest on that money. Is that true?
Well, we do have prepaid tolls that are in the account. Mm-hmm. Making money off that is not part of our financial plan. Okay, that's not what we're looking to do. But one thing I want to offer your listeners is that we have a little known plan that allows customers to pay per trip. So there is no prepaid tolls on there.
I did not know that.
Yes, you go to EasyPassNY.com, you'll be able to find out a read-up on that. So if you're really an infrequent customer and you just want to pay as you go, sure, that plan may be for you.
You might tie
we do have alternatives for customers.
All right.
Now, with regard to the actual device, this is an argument I have with people all the time. You can't can you lend two things? Can you lend the device, the reader, to other people or other vehicles? And two, does it have to be under the rear view mirror? I think sometimes it's caught in my cup holder.
So let me answer the second question first. Yes, the Easy Pass tag needs to be mounted as per our instructions. We have special arrangement with DMV that allows that transponder to be mounted where we're instructing it around the mirror. That's the way it's going to work. That's the way it's going to work the best, and that is what we're instructing our customers to do.
Oh, I should move mine because mine is under the inspection sticker. Is that a bad place to put it?
That's a bad place to do it. Our toll system assumes the tag is in the middle of the vehicle, and by putting it off to the side, or you you have the potential where the Easy Pass tag is not going to get read, and that's not something we want to have.
I have to hold it up because now I changed cars and I have the sticky.
Right.
I have to hold it up to the mirror.
We were putting it in the glove compartment, and my wife would get it out, and I'd hold it up, and yeah, that's probably not the best way to do it. No. And then the other question he had, was there another one?
Was about the giving your Easy Pass to somebody
letting
else.
somebody else use it.
Yeah.
It's got to be tied to a license plate, I think.
Yeah. So giving it away, that's up to someone else. In regards to can it be used in another vehicle, the answer is yes.
Oh.
While we don't specifically tie a license plate to an Easy Pass tag, we tie the license plates to an Easy Pass account. And the reason why we do that is in the event that the Easy Pass tag was not read, we're able to take a picture of the license plate and say, "Oh, you're an Easy Pass customer. Let me post your toll to your account as a backup plan." So that's what it's there for. But if you have an Easy Pass and you're driving with your friend to the ball game and you want to pay for the toll for your friend, bring your Easy Pass tag, mount it on the windshield, and off you go.
Now I have to say, Eric, I was once fined for having my Easy Pass. This was way in the beginning. I had my Easy Pass in another car that wasn't registered, and I received a fine for that.
So that again, that's a misnomer. What happens? You received a violation notice because the vehicle that was went through an Easy Pass lane did not have their Easy Pass detected, whether it was in the cup holder or not mounted, and the license plate on that vehicle was not registered to your Easy Pass account. If the license plate was registered, you would not have received that violation. So it's not a fine for using the vehicle, the tag in the wrong vehicle. It's a fine because our records don't indicate you have Easy Pass.
So does that mean if you use it for a friend that you should register that you're using it?
If you're using it for a short term, again, you're one trip. No, you should not. But if you are now suddenly going to commute with this person,
I see.
For the next 6 months, yes, you would want to put that plate on your account.
Fair enough. We're trying to drill you with all these questions. We have so many, and I have one big one at the end.
All right, this is my last one, I promise, and I hate to beat a dead horse. But let's say I'm on the Thruway and I don't have Easy Pass, and 5 days a week I'm going 2 exits to Syracuse or something, right? Do I get a bill for every day, or do you collectively send one bill at the end of a week, at the end of a month? How do you do the billing system?
Sure. So that's a very good question. Our billing system works basically on a 30-day cycle. So the first time you use the Thruway with our Tolls by Mail program, you'll receive a toll bill probably right around 2 weeks later. Then after that, you're on a 30-day cycle. So if you continue to use that, you're going to see accumulated transactions for those 30 days, just like you would see any other bill that you get in the mail.
Gotcha.
Okay, and if it's going to be interesting, what if somebody doesn't pay their bill? Is that an administrative action that would be taken? Is it possible if you get pulled over, and now this is for a non-Easy Pass person who has not paid their bill, is there a fine process going down the road for unpaid tolls?
Sure. Another good question. So we're allowed to suspend registrations here in New York.
Wow.
So for non-payments, that is one of our final mechanisms that we take. We also use collections and as well for anyone who's not paid their tolls. But again, I'm sure all your listeners out there have no problem paying their tolls, and we appreciate everyone doing that.
They're good bill payers, all of them. And Andrew, and then we have 2 more questions for you. So here's the first of 2. And your microphone is now on.
Thank you. Really quickly, somebody said, "Are out-of-state, or you have access to out-of-state plates for them? If they don't have Easy Pass, they'll do a by-mail bill. You'll have the ability to send them a bill as well?"
Yes.
Just as you'll get it when you travel in other states. Easy Pass isn't used. How many states is our Easy Pass used in? Are they used in other states as well?
Yeah, Easy Pass accepted. I don't remember the exact number, but 18 or more states across the eastern seaboard. So
very nice. All right, my final question is, I really do. I remember the old blue rest areas. I think they were blue. The buildings were blue. Maybe not. Maybe it's just an incorrect memory. But, you know, there was very little food in there. It was almost cafeteria style. And then the improvement came, and you have brand restaurants that are in across the Thruway. And now you've added the convenience stores as well, which I really, really like. Now taking that to the next step, you're about to, and I wonder if COVID has slowed things down, but about to overhaul almost all the rest areas in the restaurants, right?
That is correct. And no, they were not blue buildings. They were actually tan brick buildings.
Okay.
I was here then. Yes, I'm glad while they have good memories. I like our new modern location service areas and our new improvement that we're going to be making and remodernizing our service areas is something we're looking forward to.
Where will you start with that? Will it start towards the city or upstate? Who will get it first?
It's going to be a random across the system. One of the requirements is we want to not make sure that a traveler doesn't have two of them closed at the same time. So it's going to be scattered throughout there, so we can have less impact to our motorists when they're driving by. So they have the services that they need.
And COVID has affected several of them. I know that just the other day I was traveling and there are several closed restaurants. Is that something that the private restaurant owner has made that decision, or is that a decision that's made by the authority?
So we work with our operators on maintaining the services that are necessary. The impact on sales at our service areas is significant, like it is everywhere in this world with COVID. The COVID pandemic, but we're working with them, and their traffic is moving. It's getting better, and they're opening up more locations. Every day. So
it is shocking when I'm coming out of the city. That first, it's either just as you get on the Thruway or just before on the right hand side going north. There's the big 2-story rest area there, and it has a little parking garage.
Slopeberg's service area.
Okay, and that one, it's shocking though that in the middle of busy traffic to see a dozen cars in that parking lot. It's just shocking that people are avoiding walking into facilities. It's really I can't imagine the toll it's had on those business owners.
Yeah, it's difficult, and understand that they're following a rigid cleaning schedule, and they're very safe out there. Your listeners should understand we're taking this very seriously at all of our service areas to make sure that they have the service they're looking for, whether it's fuel, restrooms, or food.
Well, you're going to get the gold star of the week for interviews, because I think we have exhausted every possible question we have